Hello and welcome to the Kansai Mark YouTube channel. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you get notified for future videos. Let's begin. So, we've got, right here, we've got a list of a lot of different types of stores in Japan. And for those who might not know what all of these are, I'll do my best to explain them. But if that fails, I've got YouTube pulled up right here, and we can YouTube some stuff and see if there's anything that we can glean from it. Also, if you're not following my YouTube channel, please make sure to go right here. You can find me at Kansai Mark. We got this nice little video right there. Oh, nice little. I wonder who put that there. Oh, anyways, okay, let's get back to it. Okay, so we're gonna start with 2nd Street. Now, 2nd Street is a used clothing and used accessory shop. A couple of things studies have shown this, that like in Japan, they most people have the same body mass index as a third world country or like a developing nation. The people here are very, very tiny on average. And so 2nd Street is a place where you can go and you can sell your clothes. So for someone who is a big guy like myself, I really don't have a lot that I can buy here. So, and that's, of course, that's on me. I'm not like blaming Japanese people for being small and blaming them for me being a big guy. But it's just hard for me to find a good amount of clothing there. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put this in the B tier. It's good because you can go and sell clothes there and get money for it. And if you want to buy some used clothing, yeah, it's good. As long as you can find stuff in your size, good shit. So we're gonna put 2nd Street in the B tier. Next up, we've got 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, the good thing about 7-Elevens here is that you can do all manner of things at 7-Elevens in Japan. You can go there to pay your bills. You can go there to buy like groceries at some of them. They have like vegetables, full-on meals, like bento boxes. Yeah, they have there. You have ATMs, like coffee machines. The convenience stores here in Japan are extremely, extremely useful. They have a lot of things that you can that you need for just living. But for reasons we'll get into later, 7-Eleven is only going to go in the A tier. Because while it is fantastic, it is a good convenience store, the other ones have got it beat in a lot of key areas. All right, so the next, Aeon is a grocery store. Like I said, it's a grocery store. It's got a lot of good shit. So you can get stuff from cheeses. You can get fresh meat. You can get I say that because finding cheese is much harder in Japan than you think it is. Finding good cheese. You can buy fish. You can buy a lot of stuff here. With Aeon, I'm still gonna go ahead and put it in the B tier. Because most of the time it's just always so crowded. There's not a whole lot of like foreign selection, which is like, if you're craving something like a good pasta sauce, or you're craving something like a good like type of seasoning, they don't really have a whole lot to offer. So we're gonna put it in the B tier for now. Next is Book Off. Now Book Off is fantastic. Book Off is a used bookstore that sells more than just used books. So you can also buy used games. You can buy used technology like used iPads, iPhones, used earbuds, which are kind of gross, but but Book Off has everything. They've got used Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering cards as well, at least the one that's close by me. In my opinion, Book Off is an A tier for sure. You can also buy used guitars, used records. The Book Off by me, there is a Jermaine Jackson record that's just been sitting on the shelf for months. It's been on there for months. And every time I walk into the Book Off, I look immediately to my left and I see that Jermaine Jackson album with his face just staring me in the fucking face whenever I walk up there. But it's really good if you if you want to learn how to read Japanese. You can buy lots of used manga there. You can buy used books there. They have some used foreign books as well, books in English, but for the most part, it's used Japanese books. Okay, next. We've got Can Do. Now, Can Do is essentially like a dollar store. Everything in there is about 100 yen, which I think right now the yen is around 80 cents American. It's a solid C tier for me, bro. C for Can Do. The variety of what you can get there is kind of lacking in my opinion. So we're gonna put that in the C tier. There are other 100 yen shops that do the job way better than Can Do does. Next, this one is actually pronounced Coop. Koopu. That's how you say it, or Cope. Cope. Sorry, cope. Whenever if you talk to a Japanese person, you say co-op, they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" You have to say, "I'm gonna go to Cope," and they're like, "Oh yeah, Cope." Okay, got it. Co-op is a grocery store. It's got a lot of vegetables. It's got a huge selection of alcohol. You can buy like some kind of harder to find stuff like heavy cream. You can buy some mixed cheeses like grated cheeses here, which is really good. But they also have a really nice deli that can sell really tasty bento boxes. So for me, I'm putting Cope in the A tier. That's that good shit. That's that real good shit. All right, next. We've got Daily Yamazaki. Now, Daily Yamazaki is another chain of convenience stores, but they're not nearly as prevalent as 7-Eleven, Family Mart, or Lawson. In my opinion, Daily Yamazaki is just not nearly as good. I don't know that they have a lot of the same options there. Like most convenience stores, they give you you have the option to like scan, email, photocopy stuff there. I don't know that I've seen one at a Daily Yamazaki. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm just saying I've never seen one there. So we're gonna put that in the D tier. D for Daily Yamazaki. Good God, it's terrible. Moving on to the big boys. Here we go. We got a couple of big boys right here. Next up is Daiso. Now Daiso is going in the S tier. For sure. Daiso is probably the most famous 100 yen shop chain in all of Japan. They've got everything. They've got food. They've got tents for camping. They've got stuff to make. They have fold out chairs you can buy. They've got socks. They've got batteries. They've got I buy all my light bulbs there whenever my lights go out here in the in the house. All of that shit. Daiso is just so good, and the quality is so good too. I bought flip-flops at Daiso like 3 years ago. They're still going strong. I fucking love them. Daiso, you're in the S tier. You're a real one. Big boy number 2. Don Quixote. Look at this shit. Look at this cute little character we got going on right here. Don Quixote is a picture if Walmart was in Japan, but just so much smaller. So much smaller. They've got everything. You can buy costumes there. You can buy video games. You can buy cosmetics. A huge selection of alcohol. So you can buy like vape. Small bar. Oh God damn it, Shiki. How did I miss that? It's too good. Most of what you could ever think of is going to be at Don Quixote. For the variety alone, we're giving that in the S tier, baby. That's an S tier for sure. All right, next. This one is called Dos Para. The next one right here is called Dos Para. Now, Dos Para is a computer shop. It is a place where you can go to buy shit. Like I bought my mouse there. I don't know if you can see it. I bought my mouse there. I bought my keyboard there. I'm not going to put it up on there. I bought my RGB fans. I bought those at Dos Para. I bought a lot of my stuff for my computer online, but when it comes time to like the smaller stuff, like my mouse, my keyboard, my RGB fans, well, it's Dos Para all the way. Very, very good. The only downside to Dos Para is that they don't speak English, and so it's a little bit harder to communicate with the staff most of the time, because most of the time the staff doesn't really know how to communicate with you, and so you might get a couple of things like mixed up and lost in translation. So for Dos Para, we're putting that in the A tier. Still really good though. It's really nice to have a place that has stuff like webcams, ring lights, microphones, fucking computer mice and keyboards, like just right down the road. So it's really good. And if I ever need to upgrade like my computer, like if I want to upgrade my graphics card, that shit's all right down the road for me. So we're going to put it in the A tier. Only reason it's not an S is because, you know, it's harder to communicate with them over there. We've got Edion. Edion is a weird store, man. You can buy like it's supposed to be for like household like appliances, like vacuum cleaners, air conditioners, refrigerators. You can buy like ovens and stuff there and stoves. But also you can buy stuff like keyboards, like musical keyboards, like a piano, like pianos and shit. You can buy amps there. You can buy jewelry. It's really famous for its video game selection. I've actually bought plenty of video games at Edion before. Like if I want to buy a physical copy of a game, I'll go to Edion to get it. Like I've been eyeing maybe possibly upgrading to the Switch OLED model. And if I was gonna go get one, I would definitely go to Edion to get it first. So Edion is pretty good. We're gonna put that in the A tier. It's just so much variety, man. So much variety there. Like it's kind of overwhelming when you walk in. You might walk in there to get like a video game, or like you might need to get like new batteries, but then you get lost, like, you know, wading through the fucking like couches, the mattresses, like all the phone chargers and everything. It's a little overwhelming sometimes, but we're gonna put that in the A tier. Here's where we get into the very first S tier Konbini. Family Mart. We're gonna pop that right in the S tier from the get-go. So Family Mart is another convenience store. In my opinion, it has some of the best original food. Like they have stuff like like as an example, they have stuff like Doritos, which is like a big popular brand. But when it comes to like the stuff that they make, like their own in-house brand, whether it's like chips, noodles, or like their bakery, which is like their baked goods section, like Family Mart, in my opinion, is the best when it comes to that section. And also the good thing about Family Mart is that in Japan, you don't need to have a credit card to buy stuff off of Amazon. You can just, when you're checking out on Amazon, you can just say, I'll pay at the convenience store. And then you take they'll email you a code, you go to Family Mart, you type it into a little kiosk there, they give you a receipt, you go to the register, and then you can pay cash for your Amazon purchase. And it shows up in like 2 or 3 days. That's something that 7-Eleven can't do. I've never seen a 7-Eleven that has a port to pay for your purchases online. Like I've paid for my airline tickets at Family Mart before. It's really, really convenient. But you can also do stuff like pay bills. You can get official government documents from the convenience store as well at Family Mart. In closing, it's one of the best convenience stores of all time. We're putting that squarely in the S tier. All right, next. We've got GU. Now, GU is it's strictly a clothing store. They have some stuff, like they have some accessories and stuff, but it is like focused on fashion. And it's an offshoot of another brand you might notice on here, Uniqlo. They're owned by the same people. Uniqlo is GU, GU is Uniqlo, all that good shit. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put GU in the B tier. One thing that I don't like about GU is that, like, first of all, like the options of clothing you have there aren't very good. And like I mentioned earlier with Second Street, it's one thing if you go to a used clothing store and you can't find clothes in bigger sizes, because it's just used. They don't have any control over their inventory a lot of the times. They don't order brand new shit. They only sell what is brought to them. But with GU, they don't, not in the store or online, they typically don't have the bigger sizes available. It's hard for larger people to buy clothes at GU. So I'm gonna put that in the B tier. If you're trying to cater to like everybody, GU just doesn't have as many options available. Okay, next we've got Gyomu Super. Gyomu Super is a grocery store. But it's kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for here? It's kind of like a Costco, but without the membership. Like the prices there are super cheap, and the variety is massive. There's so much variety there at Gyomu Super. Like so much. It's really you can find pretty much anything there. You can buy foreign foods. You can buy frozen, pre-made food a lot of the time. So when it comes to grocery stores, that's going in the S tier. Bam! We've got Jampada. Okay, so Jampada, we're going back into used category now. You can buy used phones, used iPads, used computers, used monitors, used Nintendo Switches. I actually bought, so I upgraded my computer's RAM a few months back. I found used parts at Jampada. And the thing about used stuff in Japan is that in my experience, I worked at GameStop for a long time. And so I saw a lot of used video game systems and a lot of used games come through on the shelves. People in America just don't take care of their stuff nearly as well as people in Japan do. All of the used stuff that I bought here is pristine. It looks so good. Between my wife and I, we've bought 3 phones from Jampada. I bought my computer's RAM from Jampada. I bought 2 computer monitors from them. The quality is fantastic. Another thing though is that because it is mostly used and caters to the mostly the Japanese population, you don't find a lot of people there who speak English. So for that reason, I'm torn, man. I'm torn because like I found so much good shit at John Pardo before. But it's very like I've also had plenty of times where I've had to like bust out the Google Translate, and even then it was still kind of a headache. We're gonna put it in the A tier. Okay, next. Oh, next. Oh, here we go. We got Caldi. All right, now Caldi is great. Caldi is kind of a weird import grocery store, but not really. It's like half import, half not import shop, if that makes any sense. A lot of the stuff at Caldi is foreign. You can buy a lot of foreign wines, foreign ingredients. Like you can buy like I think you can buy El Paso taco shells at Caldi. I've bought stuff like agave syrup to make like margaritas there. I bought, again, like I know that I keep mentioning this a lot in my in this so far, but I cannot understate how hard it is to find cheese in Japan, like good cheese. And so like being able to find it in Caldi is really, really nice. We're putting Caldi in the S tier, baby. It's also got lots of good chocolate. I was introduced to Tim Tams through Caldi, which I don't know if you guys know, but Tim Tams are this like treat. I don't know if I can't remember if they're from Australia or New Zealand, but holy shit, they are so good. They are so good. I love me some Tim Tams. They're so good. I was introduced to Tim Tams through this shop, and I count it as my life. There's my life before Tim Tams and my life after Tim Tams. And God, they're so good. We've got Lawson. Now, picture all the good shit I said about Family Mart, about it being a big boy convenience store, S-tier convenience store. Lawson is even better than that. We're popping that in the S tier. And the Lawson by my house, which is like not 5 minutes from where I live, they also have a great selection of vegetables as well. So it even saves me time going to the grocery store. I can just pop into the convenience store, pick up cucumbers, carrots, onions, garlic, whatever I need for like what I'm making throughout the week. But then they also have really, really good junk food, which is great. I wouldn't say that their original brand is as good as Family Mart's, but it's still all of their other options that they have there and that they carry are still really good. Lawson has the best selection of craft beer when it comes to the convenience stores. 7-Eleven might have some from time to time. Family Mart will have one or two options, but Lawson will have like a whole row of craft beer, which is really, really good. Craft beer is kind of going through a boom right now in Japan, and so it's good to be able to just pick up some local craft beer at the shop 5 minutes down the road. You know, fantastic. Okay, next we've got a store. It's called Life. I don't know. It's kind of, I couldn't find a logo, so I had to get a picture of the actual shop. It's the same thing with Gyomu Super up here. Picture like Kroger. Or what's like a big grocery store? I know I was saying huge grocery store and I said Kroger, but like I'm used to like Japan's sized grocery stores, which are not that big. But Life is I was about to say Raifu. Life would be comparable to that. So anything you can find at Safeway or Vons, you can find at Life. I think that Life is got to be a B tier for me. There are few and far between where I live. Like I think the closest Life to me is like 30 or 40 minutes away. It's really catered to people who have cars and can carry a whole lot of stuff, which I don't have. I've found that like, you know, buying like I have to buy stuff here per meal, and Life is not really good for that. Life is good if you're gonna like bulk up and stock up on a lot of stuff for the month. But if you're looking like, since I live like deep in the heart of downtown, like, you know, it's easier for me to like go to the convenience store, pick up like some chicken, pick up some beef or pork, all the veggies that I can, and go home and make the meal of the day. So for me, I'm putting Life in the B tier. Now the name of this next one is Liquor Mountain, and I'll give you 3 guesses as to what their business is. Liquor Mountain is a liquor store that carries a lot of fantastic brands of alcohol. You can buy stuff, like you can buy beer, you can buy like all sorts of liquor. You can buy wines. They also carry a good selection of mixers. And the good thing is that whenever you buy something, they will stamp your receipt officially. So that way, if you do your own taxes, you can kind of write them off as business expenses because they give you the proper receipt for it. Because I think a lot of the time Liquor Mountain caters to like nearby, like they'll usually put them in the middle of like a row of bars, like on a road. And so that way, if like a bar runs out of something, someone can just run over to Liquor Mountain real quick, pay for it, get the like officially stamped receipt, and then just bring it back to their work and just get reimbursed for it. So we're gonna put Liquor Mountain in the A tier. I put Life at B tier and Liquor Mountain at A tier. Good God. All right, next is Mini Stop. Now, this was recommended to me. I put it out on my Instagram yesterday on a story. I was like, I'm going to be doing this tier list on my Twitch channel. Can all of you guys recommend some stores for me to put on there? And Mini Stop was one of them that has been on there, but that someone recommended. But I've never been to a Mini Stop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick detour.
Hi, 今天我们来到的是哪里呢？
Nice. I love that they have the English subtitles here. It's really good.
日本的便利店 Mini Stop。听说呢，这边的这个冰淇淋和巴菲非常的有人气，那么究竟是什么味
Ice cream
道呢？
parfaits are really popular.
那我们今天一起去看一看吧。Go go go！ 说到抹茶的话，就感觉非常的日本，是不是？
Don't say you've been in Japan if you've never had the matcha.
回家送它给几台配免费好吃有没有？想要这个，我们要来一个。
It was literally called Juicy Chicken and a spicy fried chicken. Oh, you can eat in? That's what's up. A lot of convenience stores don't let you eat in, or they don't have the space to do it. So from what I've seen, Mini Stop looks like another Lawson. But I've never been to one myself, so I can't judge it completely. So you know what? We're gonna put it at the A tier. Okay, this is a good one. This next one is Ojamacon. Now, and I actually just learned how to say the name of this shop today because I knew I was gonna put it on my tier list. Ojamacon is awesome. Ojamacon is a retro game shop. You can buy shit like Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, original Nintendo, all that good shit. They have everything there. A friend of mine came to visit Japan, and he's really big into retro game collection. And I think he was in that shop for like an hour and a half just looking through everything just because of the options of what they had. And Ojamacon is a pretty prominent chain. And so there should be some in like all the major cities. We're gonna put that in the A tier, baby. Okay, next we've got Seria. Now Seria is just like Daiso. It's another 100 yen shop where you can buy a lot of different things like school supplies, like some clothing options, and like some other things for around the house. But in my opinion, Daiso just does everything way better than Seria does. And they're way more convenient. Daisos are way more prevalent. The quality is much better. Everything I bought from Seria tends to fall apart really quickly. And so for that reason, we're gonna put you in the C tier. The next one is an awesome store that's not where I live, but you have to go to Osaka to get to it. This next one is called Super Potato. Super Potato is another retro game shop. It even says right here on the top, retro game. But it is a retro game shop, and everything I said about Ojamacon is even more so with Super Potato. They've got literally they have virtual boys at Super Potato. They've got the Super Nintendo Super Scopes for you to mess around with, and a lot of them are on display for you to actually use and play with before you buy it. I bought a Dreamcast at Super Potato in Osaka, and it had all the HDMI cables I needed to hook it up to my capture card so I could capture that gameplay. So even though they have all the retro game stuff, they have everything you need to allow you to play it on monitor displays or capture the gameplay and capture cards and whatnot. So for that reason, we're gonna put Super Potato in the S tier. The one immediately after this is called Surugaya, and Surugaya is another retro game shop. But the selection is much smaller. Whereas like you would have stuff like at Ojamacon and Super Potato, you would have stuff like dating all the way back to like Game Boy Color, original Game Boy, Super Nintendo, original Nintendo. Surugaya really only goes back to PS2, which is still impressive. That's like 20 years ago. It's still got a lot of a good backlog of games in there. But they'll have some PlayStation 1 games in there too. But for the most part, it's mostly newer games and and systems like that. So for Surugaya, we're gonna put that in the B tier. Next is Uniqlo. This shirt is from Uniqlo. My underpants that I'm wearing right now are from Uniqlo. My socks, my shoes, my pants are all from Uniqlo. The thing about Uniqlo is they do offer sizes for bigger people, which is good. The only problem with that is that you can only buy the bigger sizes online. They don't carry them in stores. And so if you're a bigger guy like me and you have to buy something online, it's one of those things where you have to wait to see, like you have to wait till it arrives to see if it will fit. And I've bought like, I want to say like at least like 4 or 5 things that were just a little too small. And so I ended up just like not being able to wear them. And then returning stuff here in Japan is extremely tedious. And so I wasn't able to return them. Like I went through all of the process to return it. I mailed it back to them. And then I got my package in the mail saying, I'm sorry, they refused it back at the warehouse. So I'd like to give Uniqlo a higher score, but we're gonna put it in the A tier. It's better than GU, but it's not the best out there. All right, and this brings us to the final one in the tier list. This brings us to the final one in our tier list, babies. Okay, the last one we're gonna do is called Yellow Submarine, and Yellow Submarine is a tabletop shop. I bought all of the dice that I bought in Japan were bought at Yellow Submarine. They even have this awesome kanji dice. So like that's a 4, that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 1. It even looks like a 1. That's a 6, if you can believe it. That's a 6. And then where's 5? There's 5. Ta-da. So Yellow Submarine is good if you're a tabletop gamer. Whether it's a card game, like Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! is really big over here, by the way, still. Like, there are places you can rent out, like giant places just to play Yu-Gi-Oh! with a bunch of people. Plastic model kits, so like if you want to build like Gundams and shit like that, they have those there. They have board games like Codenames. They have a lot of different types of like tabletop games as well. They have RPGs, like they have like the Japanese translated rule books for Call of Cthulhu, Dungeons and Dragons. I saw a Pathfinder first edition core rulebook in Japanese there. It was just really, really expensive, which is why I didn't end up buying it. It's nice if you're a tabletop gamer in Japan. It's a very good store to go to, and I'm gonna put that in the A tier. And now look at this. We got a lot of A tier stuff, a lot of S tier stuff. The D tier, Daily Yamazaki. I know, up your game. Up your game, Daily Yamazaki. Up your game if you want to be on there. I'm interested to hear if anyone has been to Japan, or if anyone has lives in Japan that is gonna end up watching this, whether it's on Twitch or when I eventually upload it to YouTube. I wonder what your thoughts are on this. Do you agree with what you've seen here? Do you disagree? And if you do, sound off why. Wow, what a great video. If you want to be part of the next one, make sure to follow my Twitch channel and join my Discord, where you can submit all sorts of things for me to react to on stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. If we ever get to this, I still don't have like a clearly defined... God damn it!